Okay, so good afternoon everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the most important LR questions, logical reasoning questions for MAHCET. So I will just wait one more minute to let some more people join and then we will start. Okay, so let's start the session. Before starting, we have 5 MAHCET mocks which you can find on a new pattern for national level. We also have a detailed solution and analysis, and also the percentile is also there. You can get it for just rupees 299. So please look at it. You can just Google it, MAHCET mocks, and you will get to know it. So let's start with the questions. So solve the first question. Okay, so in this question we have to find the option that is related to the third term in the same way as the second term is related to the first term. So first term is 286, second term is 96, third term is 493, and we have to find the fourth term. So let the fourth term be x. We have assumed that the fourth term is x. Now the relationship between x and 493 should be the same as the relationship between 96 and 286. So if we look at it carefully, for 286, if we multiply all the digits together, 2 into 8 into 16, if we take the product of all the digits, it will be 8 into 2 is 16, 16 into 6 is 96. So the second term, this is the second term, this is the first term. So we can see that the second term is the product of the digits which are there in the first term. So similarly, the fourth term, which is x, will be the product of the digits in the third term, which is 493. So if we find a product of 493 digits in 493, we will get the value of x. So 4 into 3 is 12 and 12 into 9 is 108. So this will be our fourth term. So our answer is option number B, which is 108. In this question, we have to find a sphere is related to a circle in the same way as a cuboid is related to a what? So we have to find a figure which is related to cuboid in the same way circle is related to sphere. Now, as we all know, sphere is a 3D figure. Sphere is a 3D figure and circle is a 2D figure. So circle is a 2D figure. But if we draw a sphere on a 2D surface, in a 2D representation, we will get something like this, which is a circle. Similarly, for cuboid, in the 2D figure, we represent cuboid like this in 2D. Okay. So this is the 3D representation of cuboid on a 2D plane. But if we represent it in a 2D form, so we will get something like this, which is a rectangle. So our answer is option number D, which is a rectangle. Now some of you can ask why not it is a square. So a square has all the sides equal, and in cuboid all the sides are not equal. So if instead of cuboid it was a cube, if the question was a cube, then our answer would be square. But since it is a cuboid, so our answer is option number D, which is a rectangle. So let's go on the next question. Okay, so let's solve this question. In this question, it is given that my son's only son's wife's mother-in-law is related to me. So this is a type of question which is a blood relation type question. So what we have to find is how is this person related to me, or the person who is asking a question. So he is saying that his son's only son. So that man, let's say I take a man, he has a son, and that son also has a son, because it is said that my son's only son. So that means a man has a son and that son also has a son. Now this son, the last son's wife, so this son has a wife. Okay, and then it is said that the person which for whom we are talking about is the mother-in-law of wife. So she is the mother-in-law. So mother-in-law. Now the father of this son, who is this one, is father-in-law of wife. So that means the mother-in-law and father-in-law both would be husband and wife. So that means she is the wife of this son. And since she is the wife of this son, then that means she is related to this man as daughter-in-law. So this is the relation. So our answer is option number C, which is daughter-in-law. Hi Shrihari, we are deciding for the verbal marathon. You will get to know once we fix the date for it. In this question, it is said that pointing to a girl, Karthik said, Karthik is the male. So Karthik said, she is the mother of my cousin's sister. So that means there is a woman who is related to Karthik somehow. And Karthik has given this statement to find out how that woman is related to him. Now it is said that she is the mother of my cousin's sister. So Karthik has a cousin. Now cousin has a sister. So that means that sister is also a kind of cousin to Karthik. They all three are siblings. Now it is said that she is the mother of my cousin's sister. So that woman is mother of this sister. So that means Karthik and mother are Karthik and the mother are related in a sense that she is aunt to Karthik, because sister and Karthik both are siblings and the mother of the sibling are aunt. So Karthik will be related to mother in a sense that Karthik is a nephew, because this woman is the aunt of Karthik. So Karthik will be nephew of this woman. So our answer is option number C, which is nephew. Let's go to next question. Okay, so in this question it is given that two clocks show the same time at 12 p.m. So that means both are at the same time, which is 12 p.m. Both are set at the same time. Now it is said that the first clock loses 10 minutes every hour. So that means clock 1 will cover only 50 minutes in 1 hour. It is losing 10 minutes in 1 hour. Now it is said that other clock will gain 20 minutes every hour. So let's take another clock, which is clock 2. It is gaining 20 minutes every hour. So in 1 hour it is 60 minutes. So 60 plus 20 will be 80 minutes. So that means clock 2 will measure 80 minutes in 1 hour, which is again 60 minutes. So when exactly 1 hour has passed, the difference between both the clocks is 30 minutes. Difference between the time shown by both the clocks is 30 minutes. Now this is the difference in 1 hour. we have to find after 20 hours. So that means in 20 hours, the difference in the time will be 30 minutes into 20 minutes. 30 minutes into 20, which is 600 minutes. Now 600 minutes, if we divide it by 60, it will be 10 hours. So that means after 20 hours, both the clock has a difference of 10 hours. Now it is given that it is covered exactly 20 hours. So that means clock 1 will cover 10 hours. The difference in both the clocks is 10 hours. So what it means is, let's say this is the clock, okay, both the minutes hand will be at 12. The minute hand will be at 12 because the 20 hours is complete. Now let's say the hour hand of clock 1 is, let's say, somewhere around here, okay, and hour hand of clock 2 is, let's say, somewhere around here. Minutes hand will be at the same point because the total hours are being covered, but the hour hand will be different because the difference in the time is 10 hours. Now we have to find the angle between these two. Now if you look at the clock carefully, in 12 hours the angle covered by clock is 360 degree. So in 1 hour the hour hand will cover 30 degree. Okay, so in 10 hours it will cover 300 degree. So that means this hour hand is 300 degrees clockwise to this hour hand. This is for clock 1, this is for clock 2. So hour hand for clock 2 is 300 degrees clockwise to clock 1. Now let's look at the options. Nowhere in the option it is given that it is 300. So let's look at it. What we can do is, the entire angle is 360 degree. The larger angle is 300 degree. So we can look at the smaller angle too. So the smaller angle will be 360 minus 300, which is equal to 60 degree. So that means the larger angle is 300 degree and the smaller angle is 60 degree between the hour hand of both clock 1 and clock 2. So the angle will be 60 degree, which is our option number B. Let's look at next question. In this question it is given that grapes is coded as this word. So we have to find how we can code cat. So what we have to do is we have to find something which is connecting these two, okay, and that will be applied to cat. So let's look at the code which is connecting these two. So grapes, if you find, let's look at it. G is the 7th term in the alphabets. All the alphabets, G is the 7th term. Similarly, S will be the 19th term. When you calculate it from A, B, C, D, S will come in the 19th place. And if you add the digits, or if you add the place of G and S, it will give you 26. 7 plus 19 is 26. Let's look further. So R is the 18th term in the alphabets and H is the 8th term. When you add both of them, again you will get 26. Let's look one more. So A is the first term on the alphabet and Y is the second last term, because Y, after Y the last term Z comes. So Y is the second last term. Again when we add both of them, we will get 26. So we can see that for all the alternate, for the first term in both the words, the sum of the places is 26. Similarly for the second term, the sum is again 26. Similarly for the third term, sum is again 26. So it means that for each term, there is a term in this word for which the sum is equal to 26. So we have to find a similar thing for cat. So C is 3. So we have to find a alphabet which is 23, because the sum should be 26. Now for 23 we can say that it is W, because after W it is X, Y and Z. Only 3 terms are there. So W is the 23rd term. Now for cat, A is A. So we have to find 25 and we know from here it is Y. So it will be Y. Now the last, it is T. So when you calculate T, you will get 20. And the last term will be F, which is 6. So our answer will be W, Y and F. So cat is coded as W, Y and F. So our answer is option number D, which is W, Y and F. Let's look at next question. Okay, so in this question it is given that there is a code language following which we can write shirt as this word. So we have to find a similar code for the word color. Now if we look carefully, the term SHIRT, and here we have WLMVX. Let's start with the S. So after S you can find STUVW. So after S the fourth term is W. So that means 4 is added to S. Similarly for H, after H, GH, IJ, KL and L. So again we are adding 4 to H. For I it will be J, K, L and M. So again we are adding 4 to it. Here after R it is S, T, U and V. So we have to find V. So we are adding 4 again. And for T it is after S T comes after S, T, U, V, W and X. So it will be 4 terms here. So we can see that in every term, in every alphabet, 4 is added to find the required code. Similarly for color, COLOUR, we will follow the same pattern and add 4 to each alphabet. So we will add 4 to each alphabet. And let's look at what is the code. So after C, when you add 4, so it is D, E, F and G. So we will get the first term as G. So if you look carefully, option number A, B and C are cancelled out because the first term is not G in any of the 3 cases. Answer can be either D or E, none of these. So let's look at it. So when you add 4 to O, so after O it is O, P, Q, R and S. So it is S. For L, when you add 4, again you will get P. After L it is M, N, O, P. After O, we have already found it, it is S. After U, it is U. After U, we will get U, V, W, X and Y. So we will get Y. And after S, after R, S, S, T, U and V. So you will get G, S, G, S, P, S, Y and V. And we can see that it is exactly matching with option number D. So our answer is option number D. Let's move forward. Try to solve this one. Okay, now let's look at this question. It is said that in a certain code language, big is coded as 324 and LED is coded as 441. We have to find a code for EAT, EAT, EAT. So for big, let's look at it for big. For big, B is the second alphabet. I is the 9th alphabet because after I J comes and J is the 10th one. So I is 9th and G is 7th. When we add all these three, you will get 18. And after you get 18, square it, and 18 square is 324. So we got the code which is associated with big. Similarly for LED. So for LED, L is the 12th digit, J is 10th. So after J, it is K and L. So L is 12th, E is 5 and D is 4. So it is 21. So again, when we square 21, we get 441, which is the same as given here. So it means that we have to follow this pattern to find the code for EAT. So again for EAT, let's write it. For E, it is 5. A, it is 1 and T is 20. So this will give us 26, and when you square 26, 25 square is 625, so it will be greater than 625, so it is 676. So our answer is option number B, which is 676. Let's move forward. Okay, so let's look at it. It is said that arrange the word that would appear in a dictionary, as arrange the word as they would appear in a dictionary. So if you would have looked at a dictionary, all the words are arranged in alphabetical order. So it means that we have to arrange these four words in alphabetical order as well. Now let's look at it. The first four digits, the first four letters are the same in all four words. It is SPEC, it is same. So we can't find the alphabetical order as compared to the first four letters. Now let's go to the fifth letter. So here the fifth letter is T. Here it is I. Here it is T and here it is I. So we know that I comes before T. So that means second or fourth will come before, and then after that one or three will be there. Now we have to find out of second and fourth which one will be first and which one will be second. So the second word after I it is M, and here after I it is F. So we know that F comes before M. So that means the first word that will appear in a dictionary would be fourth word, which is specification. Next one will be second word, which is specimen. Now after finding 4, 2, you can see that you can easily find our answer. So our answer is 4, 2, 3, 1. If you again want to look at it, so we have to look at 1 and 3. So we had gone till T. So we will look at the word, we will look at a letter which is after T. So in third word, in spectacular it is A, and in spectrum it is R. So it means that A comes before R. So it is 3 and then 1. So 4, 2, 3, 1 is our order in which these four words will appear in a dictionary. Let's look at next question. Now in this question we have to do the same thing which we have done in the previous question. So let's start by arranging it. So in all the words we can see that the first two letters are AB. So we can't arrange it in alphabetical order as on the basis of the first two words. So let's look at the third word. So here in the first, second and fifth word it is O. And in the third and fourth word it is R. We know that O comes before R. So first, second and fifth word will come before third and fourth word. Now let's look at the first, second and fifth word and try to figure out which will come first and which will come last. So in 1, 5 and 2, after O we will go in U. So 1, 2 both is having U, and here it is having R. So when you look at it, U and R, you will find that R comes before U. Sorry, STU. Yes, R comes before U. Okay. So word which is containing R will be before then the word which is containing U. Okay, so U is 1 and 2 and 5 is R. So 5 will be the first word which will be there. And we can look at from here also in all the options, 5 is the first word which is coming before. So we have found the word of water, so we will just cross it out. Now for 1 and 2, after U it is T and L. So L comes before T. So 2 will come before 1. Now we have arranged 5 to 1. Now we will look at 3 and 4. So for 3 and 4 we have done till R. After R it is A and it is U. So A comes before U, so that means it is 4 and then 3. So 5, 2, 1, 4, 3. Answer is option number D. If you have not looked at it, please go and find Cracku's previous MAHCET papers. You can find a detailed solution, analysis and percentile on those, and you can also download the paper in the PDF form. You can take it in the mock format, which will really help you in your exam. So just Google it, Cracku MAHCET previous papers, and you will get to know about it, and you just attempt some mocks before going in the exam. Now let's look at the next question. Okay, so in this question it is given that a person started from his home to his office. He walked 12 meters to the east. So let's say this is the starting point of the person. He walked 12 meters to the east. This is I will draw it here. This is east, this is west, this is north, and this is south. Okay. Now he is facing to the east. So he is facing to the east, and he then turned left. So when a person is when you are facing east, your left is on the north side. So he now turned to the north, and he then walked 16 meters. So he walked 16 meters to the north. Now it is said that he then turned right. So when you are facing north, your right will be on the east side and your left will be on the west side. So when he turned right, it means that he again turned towards east. So he turned towards east and walked 8 meters. So he walked 8 meters. And again he turned right. Now when you look at it, he was traveling to the east, and when he turned left, he started going to the north. Right now he is again facing east and he turned right. Okay. So when he is facing east and he is turning right, so that means he is now facing south. So now he is facing this side and finally walked 37 meters. So he walked 37 meters in this direction. If you extend this part, this will be 8 meters. Okay. And this 16 meter will also be this 16 meter. So the rest of this part will be 37 minus 16, because 37 was the entire length from here till here and 16 is the length from here till here. So the length from here till here will be 37 minus 16, which is 21 meter. Now it is said that what is the shortest distance between his home and his office. So the shortest distance is a straight line between the 2 points. So this will be the shortest distance, which we will call x. Now if we look carefully, we are getting a right angle triangle, because this is perpendicular, because this is east and this direction is south. Both east and south direction is at 90 degree. So this is a right angle triangle. This side, let me name them A, B and C. Length of AB is 12 plus 8, which is 20 meter. Length of BC is 37 minus 16, which is equal to 21 meter. And we have to find AC, and angle B is 90 degree. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can say that AC is equal to root under AB square plus BC square. Now AB is 20, so 20 square is 400. BC is 21, 21 square is 441. So we will get root under 841, which will be equal to 29 meters. So our answer is option number D, which is 29 meters. Let's look at next question. Let's look at it. In this question, it is saying that Suri is initially facing west. So again, this is east, this is west, this is north, and this is south. Suri is initially facing west. So he is standing here and he is facing west. He walks for 1 kilometer and takes a right turn. So he walks 1 kilometer in the west and then takes a right turn. So if a person is facing west, his right will be to the north side. So now he is facing north. It is said that he further walks 2 kilometer and takes a left turn. So here he walks 2 kilometer. This was 1 kilometer. And he takes a left turn. So when you are facing north and then you take left turn, you face west. So again, this is the direction which Suri is facing. He finally walks for 3 kilometers and take another left turn. So this is the distance of 3 kilometers and take another left turn. So right now he is facing west, and from west when you take left turn, you start facing south. So from here he is turned towards left and so in the south. So it is asked that in which direction Suri is facing now. Answer is option number D, which is south. Now solve this question. Okay, so in this question it is given that the sets of numbers are represented in these two tables. The column and rows of matrix are numbered from 0 to 4 and that of matrix 2 are numbered from 5 to 9. So in matrix 1 the column is from 0 to 4, column is from 0 to 4 and column and rows both are from 0 to 4. In matrix 2 also the column and rows are from 5 to 9. Now it is said that the letter from these matrices can be represented first by its row and next by its column. Example is given, H can be represented by 0, 3. So H is here, row is 0 and column is 3. So H is represented by 0, 3. Okay. Again it is represented by 8, 7. So it is represented in row 8 and column 7, which is this one. So here also it is 8, 7. It means that one word can be at multiple places and not at a single place. Similarly, here also we can say that T can be represented by 33 and 57 and etc. It means that T can also be more, equal to or more than 2. Equal or more than twice. So each term can be equal to or more than twice. So we have to find the identify the set for the word crimson. So out of all the 5 options that is there, we have to identify the set for the word crimson. So let's look at it. So C is, we will start with the first table and then we will look at the second table. So in the first table for CRIMSON, so C from the first table is 0, 1. Here it is. So it is 0th column and 0th row and the first column. So C is 0, 1. In the first matrix, I can't see any more C. So let's go to R. Here R is here, which is 0, 4. And I don't think there are any other R in the first matrix. Let's go to I. So I is here, which is 2, 0. Is there any other I? Yes, I is here, which is 3, 4. Similarly for M, we can find M here, which is 1, 1, 1, 1. In the first row, there are no other M's. Now for S, in the first matrix, S is here, 3, 2. Is there any other S in the first matrix? There is no other S. Now for O, in the first matrix, there are 2 O's. One O is here and one O is here. So for both of them, it will be 4, 1, 4, 3. And for N, if we look at it, N is here. So N is 4, 2. Now we are done with the first matrix. Now let's go to the second matrix. So let's start again for C. So for C it is here and here. So it will be 6, 9, 7, 7. Now for R, R is here 5, 6 and R is here 9, 6. So it is 5, 6 and 9, 6. Similarly for I is here. So it is 6, 7. Now for M is here and M is here. So it will be 8, 5 and 9, 7. So it is 8, 5 and 9, 7. Similarly for S is here and S is here. So it will be 7, 8 and 9, 5. So for S it is 7, 8 and 9, 5. For O is here, which is 7, 6 and there is no more O, so it is 7 comma 6. And for n, the last term, it is 5 comma 5. Is there any other n? No. So it is 5 comma 5. Now we know the numbers that are representing each of these letters. Now let's look at the set which is correctly identifying the word crimson. Now C is 0, 1, 6, 9 and 7, 7. So our answer should start by either 0, 1 or 6, 9 or 7, 7. If we look carefully, all the options are starting from 0, 1, 6, 9 or 7, 7. So we can't actually identify it from this. So let's cut this C off. For R, it is 0, 4, 5, 6 and 9, 6. So second term should be either 0, 4, 5, 6 or 9, 6. Now option number A, B and C and D. All four are following this except for E, which is 20 in the second term. 20 is not representing R. So we can cancel option number E. Now for I, the third term should be 20, 34 and 67. So 20, 34 and 67, if we look at it, option number B, D and C is following this. But option number A is not following because it is given 43, which is not representing I. Now let's move forward for M. It is 11, 85 and 97. So fourth term will be either 11, 85 or 97. So here the fourth term is 97, 85, 11. So we can't actually identify it from this. Now let's look for S. So S is 32, 78 and 95. So fifth term will be either 32, 78 or 95. Fifth term is 78, fifth term is 34, fifth term is 95. So we can cancel option number B because S is not being represented by 34. Similarly for O, it is 40, 43 and 76. So the second last will be 43 or 76. So option number C or D are same for O. Now last for N, it is either 42 or 55. So the last term should be either 42 or 55. Here the last term is 68, so option number C will be cancelled out. Our answer is option number D, which is 55 here. Let's look at the next question. Okay, so in this question it is given that again two matrices are given. Matrix number 1 is numbered from 0 to 4 in both rows and columns, and in matrix number 2 it is 5 to 9. Wait a minute. Okay. So it is given that S can be represented by 58 and 67. So S will be represented by 58 and 67. So 58 means fifth row and 8th column. Here it is S. And again 67, so 6th row and 7th column. So here it is S. Okay. So let's start with brain. So B, R, A, I and N. Now when we look at B, B is always in the first matrix. So, in fact, if you look at it, B, R and A, all three are in the first matrix. I and N are, sorry, I is in the second matrix and N is also in the first matrix. Okay. So let's look at the first matrix first. So for B, B is here, 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 here and here. So B is at 5 different places. So B can be written as 0, 1, 1, 3, 2, 0, 3, 4 and 4, 2. Similarly for R, R is here, 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 here and here. So R can be written as 0, 3, 1, 0, 2, 2 and then 3, 1 and then 4, 4. Similarly for A, we can write it as 0, 2, 1, 1, 4, 2, 1, 3, 0 and 4, 3. And last one N. So N can be written as 0, 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2 and 4, 0. Now from the second matrix we can find the value for I. So I is here, 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 here and here. So I is 5, 6, 6, 5, 7, 8, 8, 9 and 9, 7. Now we got the numbers which are representing all the 5 letters. Now let's look at it. For B it is either one of these 5. So here it is 13, here it is 34, 23, 1 and 23. So out of 13, 34, 1 and 23, we can see that only 23 is the number which is not representing B. Otherwise 0, 34 and 13, all three are here. So we can cancel out option number C and option number E. Now let's look at the R1. So R is 3, 10, 22, 31 and 44. Here it is 31, here it is 3, here it is 22. All three numbers are there. So we will move forward to A. A is 2, 14, 21, 30 and 43. Here it is 14, here it is 43, here it is 54. 14 is here, 43 is here, but 54 is not here. So option number D will also be cancelled. Now for I, it is 56, 65, 78, 89 or 97. So it is 88, 78, 65. 78 is here, 65 is here, but 88 is not here. So option number A will also be not our answer. So our answer will be option number B, which is 34, 3, 43, 78 and 11. Let's move forward. In this question, we have to find the missing letters in the given sequence. So here the sequence is A dash, B dash, A dash, B, A. Okay, sorry for the interruption. There was some issue with the system and the cable needed to be changed. So let's continue with the question. So it was given, a sequence was given and we had to find the missing letters. So I told you that this was in the first cluster, it was AB, in which A and B both are repeating one time. Now here it was one B was single and there were two A's. So if we put here B, it will be a cluster where A and B both are repeating two times. Okay. Now here we can find the relation. Here both A and B were repeating one time. Here both A and B were repeating two times. So in this cluster, both A and B will be repeating three times. So here already A and B are two times. So here it will be A and here it will be B. So here A is repeating three times and B is also repeating three times. So that means the letters which were missing was A, B and B. So our answer is option number A, which is A, B and B. Let's go to the next question. Now before going to next question, we have our 5 MAHCET mocks, which you can buy it for just rupees 299. It has a detailed solution, analysis and also percentile. And it is a new pattern which is for the national level. So just Google it, that Cracku MAHCET mocks, and you can get it. Just buy it and try to solve the question. Now let's move forward. Try to solve this question. Okay. So in this question we have to find the missing letters from the given responses. So we have some letters given and there are some missing letters. So D, E, G, F, J. So two missing letters, let's denote it by X and Y. Small x and a small y. Now let's look at it. If we look carefully, the odd digits only in the odd places. So odd places are D, G, J and Y. Now if we look carefully here, so if we add 3 to D, so E, F and G, we will get G. When we add three digits, or if we take the letter which is 3 units to the right of D, we get G. If we again add 3 to G, we will get J, H, I and J. So we can look at, we can see the pattern clearly that we are adding 3 to each term to get the next term. So again, if we add 3 here, we will get our digit which is Y. So after J, K, L and after J it is K, L and M. So Y is M. So our this letter is M. Okay. Now let's look at the even digits, even letters E, F and X. To get to F, we have to add 1 to E. So E plus 1 is equal to F. Now again we will use the similar concept here to find X. To find X, we have to add 1 to F. So after adding 1, you will get G, which is equal to X. So the missing letters which were X and Y are G and M. So our answer is option number B, which is G and M. Okay, so in this question it is said that what number comes in the place of the question mark. So that means we have to find this number. And we are given 6, 9, 15, 27, 51. Let's take the last number be X. Now there should be some relationship between each one of them which can be extended to 51 and X. So in the first two digits, we can see that if we add 3 to 6, we are getting 9. So this is the 3 that we have added to 6 and to 6 to get to 9. Now let's look at these two, the second and the third number. So when you add 6 to 9, we will get 15. So this is 6. Similarly, when you add 12 to 15, we will get 27. And when you add 24 to 27, we get 51. Now if we look carefully, the terms that we are adding are all in geometric progression. It means that 3 is multiplied to 2 to get to 6. 6 is multiplied to 2 to get to 12. 12 is multiplied by 2 to get to 24. So that means whatever our next term will be, we should add 48 to 51 to get our next term, which is X. Because 48 is obtained by multiplying 2 to 24. And we will add this 48 to 51 to get to X. So from here we are getting x as 99. So our answer is option number D, which is 99. Okay, so in this question we have to find the last number which comes here. So in all these numbers, in 1216, 1343, 1512 and 1729, we can find one thing which is common in all four numbers. If we look carefully, 1216 can be written as 1000 plus 216. Similarly, this can be written as 1000 plus 343. Similarly, 1512 can be written as 1000 plus 512. And 1729 can be written as 1000 plus 729. Now here 1000 is common in all four of them. So we have to find something which is common in these numbers as well. So here 216 is nothing but 6 cube. When we multiply 6 3 times, 6 into 6 is 36 and 36 into 6 is 216. Similarly, in the next one, when we do 7 cube, so 7 into 7 is 49 and 49 into 7 is 343. So it comes as 7 cube. In the third last number, 1000 plus 512. 512 is nothing but 8 cube. And similarly here it is 1000 plus 9 cube. So this is the pattern which is following in each one of the numbers. So the number which is we have to find will be equal to 1000, and this cube, each number is increasing by 1. So 9 will also increase by 1, which will be 10 cube. So 10 cube is 1000 and this is also 1000. So 1000 plus 1000 is 2000. So our answer is option number B, which is 2000. Let's move forward. This is second last question of the day. So try it. And also please give me feedback so that we can identify the problems that were there and we can try to improve in the future sessions. In this question, it is said that we have to find the odd one out among the following options. So we have 5 options here. One is 197, 229, 281, 449 and 483. Now in these 5 numbers we have to find the odd one out. Okay, so let's start by looking at the divisors, by looking at the factors of these numbers. So all these 5 numbers are odd numbers, so that means 2 will not be the factor of any one of them. Let's look for 3. So here is 9 plus 7 is 16, 16 plus 1 is 17. So 17 is not divisible by 3, so 3 is not a factor of 197. Similarly for 229, 9 plus 2 plus 2 is 13, which is not divisible by 3. 281, 8 plus 2 plus 1 is 11, again not divisible by 3. 449, 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 9, 17, not divisible by 3. And 483. So 483 is 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 3 is 15. So it is divisible by 3. So we can see that all these 4 numbers are not divisible by 3, but this number is exactly divisible by 3. In fact, if you look carefully, all these 4 numbers are prime numbers. All these 4 numbers are prime numbers. Only 483 is a composite number which has a factor of 3. So our odd one out will be option number E, which is 483. Let's move on to the last question of today. Srihari, when you divide those numbers by some of the prime numbers, like for example 3, 5, 7, 11, 13 and 17, 19, okay, you will see that none of the numbers are exactly divisible by any of the prime numbers. So if you are not able to get the answer till let's say 11 or 13, then it's safe to assume that it is a prime number, because it is very rarely a chance that there is a factor which is greater than that. So that's why we found that all those are prime numbers. And so even if you don't find it as a prime number, we found that only 483 was divisible by 3. So from that also you can say that it is an odd number as compared to the rest of them. Yes, the arrangement questions can also come in the exam. So if arrangement question is coming, so my advice would be to look for the read all the conditions that are given very carefully, because in the conditions, even if you miss one condition there in the exam, so it will be a problem for you, and most probably you will not be able to solve the question. So in arrangement, read the options very carefully, and once you read the options carefully, you can see that all the options are given in such a way, all the conditions are given in such a way that you can easily solve it. So and to solve them quickly in the exam, there is only one method to do that. You have to solve more and more questions on it. That's it. There is nothing, no shortcut for it. Okay, so let's look at the question. It is given that 4 of the 5 options are alike in a certain way. That means 4 of the 5 numbers which are given here are similar to one another. We have to find which one does not belong to the group. So that means we have to find the odd one out. So again 192, 111, 161, 168 and 126. Again we will go by the factors method. If you look at the 2, this number and this number will be divisible by 2, but this number and this number will not be divisible by 2, as these two are odd numbers. So let's move on to the 3. So here 9 plus 2 is 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 is divisible by 3, so it is divisible by 3. I will write y, that means yes, it is divisible by 3. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3, again divisible by 3, yes. 6 plus 1 plus 1, 6 plus 1 is 7, 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 is not divisible by 3, so it is n, which means no. Here 8 plus 6 14 plus 1 15. It is divisible by 3, so it is yes. And 6 plus 2 8 plus 1 9, again divisible by 3, so it is yes. So we can see that 4 numbers are exactly divisible by 3 and 1 number is not divisible by 3. So the number which does not belong to the group, or the number which is odd one out, is 161. So our answer is option number C. So with this, all the questions for today's session is over. So if you have any doubt, you can post it in the chat. I will look at it and I will try to solve it. So I am here for the next like 4 or 5 minutes. If you have any doubt regarding today's session, please post it and I will look at it. Okay, so I think there are no doubts regarding the session. So I am ending the session. Thank you for joining.